So after all those 2 years on my mountain bike, on my Diamondback Release 4C, it was time to give it a good tear down and just clean everything real good. I already serviced the Fox rear shock, the float DPS with the Evo, and I put a video on there if anybody's interested. This week I'm gonna go ahead and service the fork, the lower leg service. I already have the new seals and everything in there. I'm waiting for the new oil to come in. Then the frame, I inspected it. Great time to inspect and really clean the frame. That frame is holding up absolutely great. So, people that still don't think Diamondback makes quality bikes, everything's worked really well. So at first the pivots were giving me a little bit of trouble with squeaking, but after about, I think I removed and greased them up twice. After that, I haven't really had to do any more service to them, except occasionally, just as routine maintenance, not because they were squeaking. So the frames held up great, like I said. Small areas here, so you can see some chips and some scratches where the tires roll and sand and grit and rocks get there. The only area I noticed significant wear is actually right here, where the brake cable rubs, and right there above my finger there's a little area. That's about it. So I'm gonna put some frame protector in that area so that doesn't keep happening. Other than that, chips here and there, a little chip here, probably from the chain. I think there's a chip here that actually the bike came with, and everything else has gone great. About the worst thing I found was actually the headset. When I took it off, I found that there was rust on the bearings, and it was really, some had actually flaked off and was in the bearing race in there. So I have to clean that really well. And that was about the worst part. You can see here where the bearing has a lot of rust. So anybody with any bike, I would recommend that periodically you take the fork off and you go ahead and check those races there and check those bearings, clean them, put a little grease there where at the races where the bearing mounts, so that doesn't happen. So I'll keep a really close eye on that from now on. If you have any questions about the bike, my long-term my finger was there. My long-term impressions with this bike, I absolutely love it. That's why I've held on to it for 2 years, and I'm gonna ride it till it doesn't ride anymore. Upgrades, I mentioned these in other videos, but I put an XT drivetrain in there. I put a Sunrace cassette there and Bontrager wheels, which I absolutely love. They are, for the price, they were like $600 a set, and I think they're a really good value. So any questions, put them in the comments, and if you have one of these bikes, tell us about the experience, whether you have the aluminum version, the carbon version. Love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.